Warframe. Well, go ahead and put on the coffee pot, exercise some patience, maybe even do a little yoga, because you're in for a nice little ride. Welcome to this great new series that I'm gonna try and kick off into the runway, called So You Wanna Play Enter Game here, starting off with Warframe. Now, my goal with these series here is to help with this convoluted game or any other convoluted games that I have. So, when we start off, you'll have a nice little introduction thing that you can skip. I've chosen to skip because I don't want to give any spoilers, just in case, Go through that all on your own. Trust me, it is a great cinematic. I do enjoy it. So, this is how it'll start after you go through that cinematic. It'll give you a choice between these three frames: Excalibur, Mag, and Volt. Now, Excalibur is the frame that I personally started out with. So, in this, I'll go ahead and go with Volt. Now, it doesn't matter which you choose because you can get all three of them, so you choose whichever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Volt this time around. I'm going to skip this cinematic. So, it starts you off like this. All you have to do is just defeat all of the enemies that come rushing in. Now once you do that, bam. So it'll toss you in, tell you to go over here. Now you get a choice between two weapons. You get the Skana, which is a sword, or the Mark I bow, which is a polearm. I personally go with the Skana. I just enjoy being able to slice pieces of enemies off and slice them in half. Fun stuff, really. You'll then be tasked with running this way. Now, if you couldn't tell already, There's
a cache of weapons ahead. Grab what you can.
Thank you, Mommy Lotus. Now, you get to choose between the Lato and the Mark I kunai. Now, I would personally suggest going with the Mark I kunai. They are good for sneaking. The Lato is for those who, well, don't want to be sneaky. I like the sneakiness. It comes in clutch later, trust me. No.
Good. Extraction point is up ahead. Hurry, before it finds out you've escaped.
Now, let's see.
Attack flows like fire over the battle terrain.
Ah, right.
Remember how to dash up walls.
No, Mommy Lotus will tell you how to go through things, and you'll be given tips on what buttons do what. Now, in this little section, you have to fight good old Vor. Now, Vor gets scared.
This one is stronger than the rest. Lock the area down. This tender is mine.
Now, you'll be tasked with coming up here.
Quick, get to the console and release
But
the lockdown. Do that, and I will guide you to your old ship. It's your only chance.
now, as Mommy Lotus said, go to your old ship. You're given your primary weapon. Now, you go with the Mark I Bratton or the Mark I Paris. I recommend the Paris. Like I said, sneaking is pretty helpful later on in the game. And the Paris has arrows that can travel through enemies. So if there are two enemies lined up behind each other, well, both enemies will be pinned to the wall behind them. This is your first taste of hacking, and this is your orbiter.
Stop touching me, you... What? Are my senses deceiving me? Operator, is that you?
Enemy reinforcements are here.
Ah, another reason I recommend the Paris is because it is really strong.
The operator is in danger? I will need a few moments to settle the engines.
Tell me, are you afraid? You cannot hide from these eyes.
You can one-shot pretty much everything. Listen, Vor, you are interrupting my words, please. Ah, this. This here. Missed my shot. Perfect aim on me. Now, once that countdown goes down, you successfully defended the ship. Hopefully you have much better aim than I do. You'll be given another task, and that task is end everyone. Again, hopefully with much better accuracy than mine. Wow. Oh. Now, once you finish that, Warframe turns around, looks at that, and off you go. So, that is the way that this game starts. So, once you do that, go back to your ship, you'll be given the quest. It's a starting quest called Vor's Prize. Now, unfortunately, I can't replay it, so I'm just gonna have to basically explain the premise of this quest. So, when you start, your ship won't have everything that I have, so navigation console won't be there other than the very rudimentary one. Like, most of this stuff here. Like, all of this will not be there. So, when you first start, you'll be told to hack a data vault. For something that I failed to write down. Yikes. So, you'll most likely be told to go back here and install a segment for your arsenal. I think. I just replayed this and I can barely remember any of it. So, once you do that, you'll be tasked by Orders or Mommy Lotus to head on down to Earth. Now, I need to actually find a spy mission. Alright.
Witness. My control expands to a new sector.
Don't worry about her.
Accept.
You won't have to deal with anything like her for a while. So, you'll be tasked with going to Earth to hack a data vault to get something. It's a segment of some sort. I've already forgotten what segment it is. So, the reason I'm going to a spy mission is because this will show you what it'll more than likely look like. Now, if you have the Paris, you'll more than likely be able to one-shot the enemies as I'm doing now.
Intelligence files you find.
Ah. Alright. So this is the one that I ended up having when I replayed it. It'll be something like this, or the other two variations. Now, there will not be a guard down there. And it will tell you, stepping through those triggers alarm. Now, the easiest way to deal with it would be to go through there, but since I have a guard down here, I have to take care of him first. Now, what you do, you go through here, up in here, and you're through. You don't have to worry about that scanner, it won't detect you, unless you go through the door, of course. So you hack it, and it tells you to go to extraction. Now, I'm fairly certain that there are other variations, so Okay, so once you do that, you'll be sent on to your extraction point, to which, babushka, here we are. You'll be given some mods that'll increase your damage, but they'll be flawed mods, not like the ones that I have here. Now, don't worry, you'll get mods like this a bit later on. Won't take too long. So, once you've gone through this, Ordis and Mommy Lotus, I think, will have a nice little conversation or something. Mommy Lotus will tell you, okay, now, in order to deal with this device, you need to... She does tell you this. Jeez. Never realized how long it takes to actually load back through here. Alright. Now, to free him, you'll... Let me actually see if there's any rescue missions on Earth. Pardon my, I don't know, this is just capture. Come on. Wow, is there really no... Ah, here's one. So it'll look like this. Just give it a second. Now, upon freeing him, he'll say thank you, you know, all kinds of stuff. I'll have someone pick us up, blah, 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 blah. Now, I should say, for rescue missions, you don't have to worry about staying behind and waiting for the prisoner. Just as long as you get him out of the cell and get to extraction without him dying, or her.
Search for the hostage and bring them home.
Now, you probably won't have to deal with traps like I do, but I don't really care about the traps, because I can just refill my energy on a whim. So, rescue missions are pretty straightforward. You go to the mart,
Without rescuing the prisoner, keep searching.
listen to Mommy Lotus tell you things that'll make you say, well, no duh. Now, it's typically easier to just rush through the compound.
You are approaching the
Now,
holding area.
you'll get to a spot like this.
Coordinates detect you.
Which, give me a second. I don't need people running up behind me. So you'll get to a spot like this. It'll have the two panels. Since it is solo, you can open it by yourself. No. I recommend just sneaking through, not worrying about any of the enemies. Now, this doesn't penalize you like other things typically would. So the easiest way to deal with it, just sneak through. As I said, don't worry about killing enemies in this area. All you gotta do is hack these until you find your prisoner. Now, he'll look different.
Located the hostage. Escort the prisoner
So as I
to the
said,
extraction point, and
don't
I'll
worry
take care
about
of
giving
the
them a
rest.
weapon either. They'll say, give me a weapon, I'll cover you. But you don't need to worry about that.
A Grenier assault
All
team
you
is
gotta
on
do
the way.
is just get out of there.
Need a weapon.
No, you don't. What I do? Watch their health. Now, if you see that their health starts to drop, then, you know, obviously, turn around, go back, try and help them. As you can see, nothing happened. As soon as you get there, you'll be safe. You will get the mod segment from it. I actually was smart and wrote it down. So you get the mod segment. With that, you install it, then Ordis says, I've linked it. You go over to your arsenal. You can add mods to your Warframe and weapons. Now, the mods to your Warframe will increase your health, shield. They can increase your abilities damage, duration, range. And mods for your weapons can increase the damage, increase range for melee. They can add fire, cold, toxin. You can combine them to make secondary effects like gas and viral. So yeah, you head on over there. Now, I'll just show you. Head over to there. Since I'm on PlayStation, you can see it says upgrade with triangle. And it's really straightforward. Go over to it, and then you can just put your mods on.
Well put together, operator. Now get out there and
Once you
and make the Lotus proud.
Once Ordis stops talking over you, you do that. Now, Darvo, being thankful that you saved him, will give you a blueprint for the Ascaris Negator. Now, once you do that, you'll be told to go and get your Foundry segment. Now, Mommy Lotus seems distressed because the place that, the people were living who would have gladly given you the Foundry segment aren't responding. So you get there, you get the segment, and then Mommy Lotus says, now before you leave, put everyone down, which that is called an extermination mission. I'll go ahead and run this one for you so you can see what it's like. Now, it'll probably be a bit different than this. It'll be a different landscape.
There is a large
Okay,
virtue
I
of
did
the
choose one, that's good
station
enough.
here.
So
No
it'll
one standing.
task you with killing 25 to 30 enemies. I'm not sure if it's set or not. So, now, it's okay in earlier stages to struggle. I mean, that's just how it is. You're early in the game, and your weapons aren't really too good just yet. And that's alright. Over time, you will get the materials needed to get better weapons. It's not very difficult. I mean, some things do take time, but that's just life. So, you go through everything. I mean, exterminate mission should be fairly straightforward. You have a set number of enemies that you need to kill, get in, kill that number of enemies, and leave. Okay, now, once you've finished that extraction part you've left, you'll need to go ahead and install your Foundry segment, which you do right here, and then it'll pop open. You'll most likely have air support charges, Arcwing launcher segment, and the Ascaris Negator. You'll need a Morphic, some polymer bundles, salvage, and a few credits. So, to do that, it'll send you... well, let's see. Yeah, you'll need to go and get some resources. Unfortunately, there isn't a way for me to actually simulate that mission, but it's fairly straightforward. You get in, it marks the 3 things, you go to them, you break the stuff around it, open the thingamabobber that it tells you, and once you open the 3, you go ahead and head on out, you're good to go. Now, once you gather those resources, you extract, you come back to your ship, you go ahead and build it. It takes 30 seconds, and it should auto-apply to yourself. Now, you'll lose control of your frame for a bit, but don't worry, it's fairly simple. It doesn't take too long. Then you need to get your navigation segment. Don't mind the noise in the background. I'll do my best to cut it out, but I'm not sure if I can. So, pardon. Once you have this, and it does apply to yourself, Ordis, not now, please. Okay, once you get that, and it applies to yourself, you need to go ahead and go get the navigation segment. Now, I also don't have a way to simulate this one, so you go in, you get through the area, you touch the console, press square, it comes out of the ground, or whatever it's housed in. You pick it up, then Mommy Lotus says, oh wait, this is aimed at a certain colony or whatever. If it goes there, they'll surely die. You can either choose to save them, or head on out. Now, the times that I've, replayed it, which is the first time, and the time I did before this, I've chosen to save the colony. Doesn't really make a difference, I don't think, so I just did it, because why not, I mean, might as well save them. So, once you do all of that, you extract, you get back to your ship, you get to fight Vor. Now, I can kind of simulate what it's like to fight him, so go ahead and head on over, show you what it's like to fight him. Now, it's not a difficult fight, but it's also not a super easy fight. Now, it may not be easy for you, you may struggle, but that's okay. I believe in you, Tenno. So, I'll go ahead and head on over to his good old fight. Now, as does the exact same phases. So, when fighting him, you'll notice that he goes invulnerable. You know, he puts up a shield and he sends normal enemies like these guys out after you.
You're making this too easy.
Now, you might not have to go as far as I do.
Another dead Tenno.
But this is pretty much the default thing that you'll be in when you fight him. So he'll teleport around, and as you'll see, he does this, sends out normal enemies, recharges his shield. Now
This will hurt.
he does it again, sends out a few more enemies.
Your corpse will serve us.
And he stands up one more time, to which Mommy Lotus says, wow, look at that, the Ascurse is done. You're free now, yada yada yada. Some good old stuff.
Let's get out of here.
So then you go on out, you escape. Alright, now, once you do fight him, you know, you defeat him, you come on back to the ship, and Mommy Lotus will tell you you're free now. Actually, I think I still have the, let me actually go ahead and check. So, she'll send you a nice little email. Here? Yeah, so she'll send you this. She'll tell you, hey, good job, you freed yourself, now what you'll do. And then after, you know, you leave that email, you know, after she's done talking, you're then given this, and you've completed Vor's prize. You've completed the beginning, and that's about that. So with that, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah,